In this video, we're going to discover the app that absolutely changed my life, and it can change yours too. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Rory and I'm a nurse specialist, nurse educator and facilitator working here in Newcastle, Australia. On this channel, we like to discover and explore the strategies and tools that will enable you to become the best version of yourself. Today, we are looking at the powerhouse app called Notion. Notion can assist you to do a variety of things, from goals, projects, tasks, and much, much more. Notion is a powerful application that stores information. This information is stored in a variety of ways, and then it can be displayed in a variety of ways depending on what the user wants and needs. Notion works off of what is called blocks, and a block is a piece of content that you place onto a page. Notion have an app that is available on all devices, across all iOS devices, Android devices. It is on Windows, it's on Mac, it's on absolutely anything, so you can download the application. Notion is also available online as a web application through the web link, so you can use it just in a normal internet browser and get the same functionality, and it works just as good, if not even better, on your web browser. So whether you like using things in a web browser or application, you've got both ways of using this application. To sign up and use Notion, all you need to do is create an account. So you can create a free account using your email, or you can sign in using Gmail, or I think you can use iCloud as well. So it's quite easy to use a free account. When you've got a free account, you're using an account that's restricted to 1,000 blocks of content. So that is your restriction with that free one. If you want to upgrade, it is literally $4 a month. When I'm first presenting this idea of Notion to people, they say, what does it do? Even if they've had a look at it, they say, what does it do that my apps can't do? Is it a task list? Is it a project manager? Is it a organization app for scheduling things for your projects? Is it a Kanban board? What actually is it? Well, Notion's all of them things. Okay, Notion can cover all of those things because those things are just a way of displaying that information. And this is what I really love about Notion. You can display your information however you want to get the most out of how you actually work and do things. So one thing that Notion does incredibly well is show that information, but also what it does very, very well is stores that information. So you can store the information in a database, and then you can store it on a page. So most applications that do the functions that I just mentioned before, like task management, project management, and all the things in between, they're all quite rigid in the way that they work, because they work specifically for that one function. But Notion isn't an app just for task management. It's not an app just for project management. It's not an app for content creation. It's not an app for anything specifically other than creating an area where you can display information that you've stored into there. And the information that you store into there can be anything that you do across any area of your life. And the way you display it is however you want and what works best for you. So Notion is very, very flexible and enables you to build and create whatever you would like and display whatever you would like from that information that you've stored. If you're liking this video and what you've seen so far, please click subscribe for more of these coming up. Alright guys, let's have a look at specifically what we can do with Notion. On the home screen here, we're looking at the workspaces, and as we look through there, we can go down to the areas here, and then you've got a favorite and a private area. So within a page, you can create a heading. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll create a heading 1 like this. We can create a heading 2 like this, and so on. You can also go ahead and find them by doing this. You can also create a lot of other blocks and things. You can also create a page in this page, which will store a page in a page. And you can also link pages from one page to another page, depending on what you're doing. And you can link that page specifically, or you can refer to that page within say, text. You don't always put information down on pages though. If you want to keep and store information for, say, a specific area of a business, say, let's say a content creation business. If you want to store information that's specific to a content schedule and you want dates or other things in that to be tracked or involved, you could store your information in a database. And when you store things in a database, you've got things that overlap with what factors are across each thing in the database or each item in the database. You can show these databases in a variety of ways. You could show it as a list, you could show it as a table, you could show it as a timeline, you could show it as a calendar, you could show it as a Kanban board, you could show it as a board. There's a lot of different ways that you can display the data that's held in a database on a page. You can also then link a database to a page specifically. You can link the whole database, you can link a view of the database. So let's have a look at a page that I've already set up. Something that's not totally set up, something that's already working, and something that I'm building to work for me. So this page here is one of my business pages. It's my home page or dashboard, and you can find almost every bit of information from this home page to do with this business. So this is an area where my wife or I would come to find all stuff to do with this business. And as you can see, it runs just like a web page. You can see that I've got these links up here to find things quite quickly that I'm still building out. And you can see that this has a lot of different information displayed in a lot of different ways that's enabling me to stay incredibly productive. If you like what you're seeing in this video, please click the like button there. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button too. So number one, it's a place where everything is stored all together, all in one place, and it can be found all with one app. I love that. It's fantastic. Number two would be templates. When you start using Notion, you can see there's a lot of basic templates and quite advanced templates that they use and share with you to get you started. And these templates are fantastic for you to see how Notion, how it works and how it stores information and how you can actually display it for yourself. But when you've started using them for a bit, it's great to be able to see how you can make your own templates and other things to be able to get your productivity and workflow going just how you want it to. So number three is something that I wasn't aware at the start of using Notion. It is really, really good to share and collaborate with people and to do project-based work and to get things done. So with each page, you can actually share the page as a web link or a link, and you're able to access it to view or to edit and other things like that. You're able to share databases with other people so they can view the content within them, and you can set up so people can comment and all those types of things that are incredibly handy to actually achieve work between people that might be, say, remote and not together very often. One of my absolute favorite things about Notion would have to be the dynamic use of the information. So you can set up so the information can be shared from page to page, from database to database, and so on. So you can access, say for a business, you can have a contacts database, you can also have a bookings database, you can have a client flow database, you can have any type of database you need to run your business, and you can run the information between them so you can have a simple workflow to run your business. So let's have a look at a content database that I made for myself and then built for what I need now across a few different platforms and businesses, and what I share on a more basic sort of scale to existing businesses or anyone that's just getting started in creating content. So this here is my template on content creation for Notion. And as you can see, it is quite basic, but the powerful thing that this does is it's storing all of this information in this table here. And this table then can be viewed as a calendar or any other type of way that you can see here. And then we can bring the information out depending on what you want to look at. So for instance, in the calendar, you can look at posting date, you can look at review date, you can look at any other types of things that you're thinking about popping into each item into the database. There's a link to a tasks database, and this link enables you to cross-use this item between two databases to be able to increase your productivity in knowing that you need to do this task and it's in your contact calendar and there's the content in there that's going to be uploaded to, say, Instagram or YouTube or whatever you're using for your brand or business. Anyone that has any experience with Excel and applications that store data, you can already get to understand a bit about how much and how powerful Notion is at storing this data and what you can actually draw out of it. It's quite scary to see things that you can do with dates, things that you can do with absolutely any field that you put into this table across here, from ID to name to status to priority to absolutely anything to do with tasks, anything to do with anything, you can draw out and see on a Kanban board, see on a calendar, see on a list, see on a timeline, see it absolutely however you need for your brand or business. So let's look at why you should consider using Notion. So it allows you to manage everything from personal to business all in one spot. For me, I started off using it for personal reasons and quite quickly saw the benefits and how powerful the app was. So I quickly started doing my business set out in it. And then when I started my other business earlier this year, I've put everything into that. I've done the whole setup for that second business in Notion and run all the ideas and execution of projects and goals and content and everything else from Notion, and it's been a fantastic experience. And everything from my existing business has been put into Notion to be able to continue on to use it as the powerhouse it is to keep our productivity going there. And similar with this YouTube channel, the content is all managed through Notion and the brand itself is managed through Notion, and even the course and everything else that I've done over the last couple of years or year and a half has been done with Notion, which has been fantastic to keep everything again in one spot, but also be able to have that information available for however I need it is just so powerful and useful. This application will hands down increase your productivity. I'm not saying this application should be used for task management, but if you choose to use it and then couple that with a few other things that you do personally or within your business, you'll see some productivity benefits. To be honest, the task management side of it is probably the least favorite across all the things that Notion can do, and that's just because its way of alerting you and its way that it does push notifications with, say, what I found the iPhone isn't the best. However, I wouldn't stop using for my task management because of the ability for it to be integrated with all those databases, as I've said. So I did for a few months use Notion for absolutely everything and use my existing application for to-do lists. However, I didn't like it how, again, everything wasn't in one spot and I was crossing over with things and, you know, things weren't getting looked at and covered and things, so I realized that I needed to have everything back in one spot. But in the meantime, funny story, I actually did change to another to-do app before going back to doing my task management in Notion, and now I just do everything personally and for business right across all of those things, all in Notion. You can organize things with Notion to look like you're running things off a web page. So with the way you can set up a home page or a dash page, you can literally draw information from the databases into that page and then use things on that page how you wish. So it can be very simple to use yourself or to set up in an experience that includes using it like a web page. So not only does it look and feel like a web page, you can actually share each one of your pages with anyone as a web link, which is actually a web page. So each page with information you can share to any of your friends. You can even host it online if you want. There is a lot of things you can do with your information that is in Notion. A couple of things that absolutely changed for me include the keeping everything all in one spot and the productivity of getting things done. This app has really enabled me to really work a workflow together that will enable me to keep progressively moving forward with minimal hurdles in the progression of moving through projects and tasks and achieving my goals. That has enabled me to keep on track with my new business as well as running my existing business. So Notion for me has been an absolute life changer, and I think everyone should consider just having a look at it and seeing what it could possibly do for them. Stick around and check out my tech short just up here or there, or maybe there or over there. Anyway, just check it out. It's over here somewhere.